Hi, it's me, Vamp, and welcome back to the podcast. Now, it's been a little over a month since the last time I did one of these episodes, so I have a few things to go over in Warframe, a few things to go over in my actual live, but this is also pertaining to the YouTube channel Warframe Madness, which you guys on YouTube watching this or listening to this, you guys will see that this is going to be uploaded to YouTube as well, because I'm calling this episode 1 of season 2. In the podcast world, it goes by, you can choose by seasons and episodes. The reason this is going to be season 2, episode 1, is because I feel like I've learned a lot from season 1. Okay, I feel like I've learned that I should upload it to YouTube, because one of the reasons why I stopped doing this podcast every week was because of the fact that even though it was a Warframe podcast, I never uploaded it to YouTube. I would always that shouldn't be on the YouTube. It should be its own separate thing, even though it shares the same name, kind of. It's called Warframe Madness Podcast. So it literally shares the same name with my Warframe Madness YouTube channel. So it kind of didn't make sense to put it on a different thing. Now, if you're watching this on YouTube, you'll either have gameplay in the background or just a random static image or something. I haven't decided yet. I'm trying to work on video editing skills for something, but it probably won't be in this episode. You might see it down the line in future episodes. Maybe, it depends if I can get it to work. But anyway, let's talk about Warframe for a while. Then we'll get into more detail toward the end. That's how I try to format these episodes, okay? I try to do sort of housekeeping, Warframe, and general talk, then other talk that's usually not necessarily always related to Warframe directly, but related to me as a content creator, and I create content for Warframe among other stuff, and this is the Warframe channel, and that's how I justify it in my head. So yeah, anyway, let's get going with Warframe housekeeping. Okay, so this past on my Twitch channel this past week, I actually got raided by the Warframe channel. It was Warframe Twitch channel. It was right after prime time, so it was the biggest raid I've ever received from them. It was crazy. It was crazy. And best of all, a few people actually did end up staying, becoming somewhat regular people who hang out at my channel, which is always a good thing, because sometimes raids can be one-time thing, and sometimes you'll have people who want to come, who they aren't lying, they want to come back, it's on their to-do list, but they usually don't get around to doing it. It's kind of like it's a nice idea, but it's not executed properly, or it's not in their control, because time zones suck. So that anyway, if you're on the YouTube, link in the description below, or the link to my Twitch channel. If you're, however, on listening to this via podcast on any other podcasting site or anything, it's twitch.tv/vamp6x6x6x. So yeah, that is there for that, and there you go. That won't be the first shameless self-promotion. Well, that won't be the last, rather, shameless self-promotion you'll hear during this podcast. Now, I'll be honest, these podcasts are a bit harder for me than you'd think, mostly because of the fact that I record a lot of Warframe videos, okay? And I mean a lot. And I'm used to being precise, being to the point, being exact. But then in the podcast, I can go beyond. I can talk about such and such. Like last season on this podcast, I actually interviewed both D. Megan and D. Taylor. D. Megan, we started talking about Zelda for I don't know how long. It was crazy. I interviewed D. Taylor as well, and we talked about this and that, but for the most part, we kept on track with the Warframes. Yeah. But anyway, so I guess that's not all for housekeeping. I guess I would talk about housekeeping in terms because this kind of is today's topic, I guess. I don't usually have big overarching topics, but this will probably be the title as well, if I'm being honest. So we have to talk about it, and that is the state of Warframe. Yes, I know. You guys might be like, but Vamp, what do you mean? What do you mean? And if there's an episode titled similar to this is season 2, episode 1, man. So it is perfectly fine. There can be an episode titled that, okay? It's season 2, okay? The title format is probably different even now. Okay, anyway, so, excuse me, the state of Warframe. Now, a month or so ago, if you would have asked me the state of Warframe, I would have said, I hope it gets better. I really do, but the state isn't all that great because I don't know if you know this, but about a month or so ago, when we had some Warframe partners actually just leaving the Warframe partnership program. As some of you guys may or may not know, I am a Warframe partner. But yeah, we had some, and they were some pretty big name Warframe partners too. They either didn't feel like playing Warframe anymore, or the numbers just weren't there for them. I know about 2 of them that left for the numbers mostly, and one of them even straight up left not caring about if it decreased the numbers or whatnot. Okay, and when I mention the numbers, I know it's easy to say, hey, Vamp, you shouldn't look at numbers. No one should look at numbers. They should just do whatever for the fun of it. The reality of the matter is that this is also their livelihood. This is my livelihood as well. Making content, making videos, streaming, podcasts, all that stuff. It is our livelihood, content creator. So, it's not it's not super easy to make a just blanket statement like that. So yeah, I kind of think that blanket statements like that aren't really fair because from the outside looking in, it's easy to say that. But yeah, I think you guys get the point. So let's move on back to Warframe. But now I am actually changing my stance on what I would have said a month ago or so because of the fact that we got 2 dev streams since then. And both dev streams showed off some amazing stuff that's supposed to be coming with the update, which should be here either this week or next week or sometime on PC first, then console. What it's going to bring, it's going to bring a Kuba Lich system, it's going to bring Bulbin reworks, Ember reworks, it's going to bring new Exodus slots for primary weapons and secondary weapons. It's going to bring, well, I mean, it's going to bring a new Parazon system. Parazon is the new hacking slash finishing off slash tied in with the Kuba Liches slash whatever it needs to be system. It's going to have apparently mods that get equipped to it. Also, a mod that's going to be moving to it is the mod that increases hack time, which I appreciate so much because I cannot do corpus things to save my life. Okay, but anyway, but what's most exciting to me is the Kuba Lich system. Not only is it supposed to be your own Lich generated for you based on what frames you use, what frame abilities and whatnot you use while you're killing the Lich. He'll come back to life, and then he'll just keep getting stronger and stronger, and apparently stealing your stuff that you were supposed to get as a drop until you find the right combination of words that you need to kill him. You insert them into your Parazon, and then you'll have a choice of either killing him or recruiting him. If you kill him, you'll get a Kuba version of a Grenier weapon. So the weapon he's holding, you'll get that weapon. It's going to be a Kuba Grenier weapon. And the first of each of those Kuba Grenier weapons, because I believe there's about 20, I could be wrong. But yeah, it's going to count for mastery, but even still, there's going to be randomized stats and elements and whatnot. So that's going to be real cool in my book. I think it is actually going to be a very interesting system if it works the way they say it's going to work. It looks so awesome from when they showed it off. It seems brilliant. You'd see me talking about it, you will hear me talking about it, raving about it. I think it's going to be awesome. I think it's going to be just what Warframe needs. Oh yeah, I also didn't tell you, you can choose to recruit them, meaning that they randomly show up, quote, this is what Steve said, so I'm putting it in quotes. When you need it the most, when you need them the most. I don't know when that is, and apparently the more you recruit to your side, the more you can predict when exactly they will come. I'm wondering if there's a cap of how many you can recruit to your side, and I'm wondering if I mean, because if I don't want the weapon, I'll just recruit them. I'd rather, them coming every single time, to help me on missions I don't need help with, than the alternative, which is just having to buy weapon slots for each weapon that I get that I don't really want. So that apparently MR28 is coming with it. I don't know what they're gonna do when MR30 hits. I suppose they'll make something up, which is nice and dandy. Hopefully what they make up is real good. I would enjoy that quite a bit. I don't know why I said real good, like it's going to be some super big quest that just cubalizes our MR system, like Cuba rank 1, Cuba 2, but what does that mean? We would be infected with Cuba? How did that work exactly? Can we be infected with Cuba? I mean, in the game, we're like pretty much immune to everything. But we're immune to the infestation because we are kind of the infestation already. It's complicated. Okay. Anyway, I'm excited to see where that system goes. I really am. So there is stuff coming up for Warframe. Now, how well it's implemented, like I said, we will see. I hope it's implemented well. I really do. I really want it to succeed. It just seems very good. Very good. And I really think that's about all I have to say for Warframe right now. I did mention that in the end I'm going to talk a little bit about stuff like this channel. Well, if you're viewing this or listening on the YouTube, the channel Warframe Madness almost had 3K subs. Yeah, 3,000 subscribers. To some of you, I don't know if that seems like a big deal or not, but it's one of my yearly goals. I try to make yearly goals for my, channels, myself, whatnot, because I found that goals, that nothing, to me, that almost nothing better than just that feeling of reaching a goal just reaching a real big goal that you set for yourself. Like my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Vamp6x6x6x. It actually reached the year goal of 3K subscribers, which I am super excited about. Now, I'll be honest, I also have another YouTube channel called Vamp Plays. Its goal is 200 subscribers by the end of the year, but I do not think I'm going to reach that goal. It's at 146 the last time I looked, but I don't know if I'm going to reach that goal by the end of the year. That channel not doing as well as I wish it was. I do videos on mostly different games, a lot of indie games, some AAA titles, so on and so forth, some how-to guides of various games and whatnot on that channel. So if you're on YouTube, feel free to check that out. That's Vamp Plays, VAMP space PLAYS. So that's that, and I think that's really everything. I mean, we talked about the state of Warframe. We talked about this being the first episode of season 2, and I'm working on getting this out there. You don't know how I'm working behind the scenes. I am working so much behind the scenes because I want all this stuff to succeed. This is how I talk to you guys. This is how I interact with you guys. This is what I do. I'm trying to double down all while not, not working so hard that I make myself sick, because I am one person and I've done it before. Because, okay, so hit the rundown. I edit my own videos for both channels. I, of course, record the videos for both channels. I create the thumbnails for the videos for both channels. I stream every Monday through Friday on Twitch, and I try to make this podcast as often as I can, which hopefully should be a bit more often in the future if everything goes right, at least a little bit more often. I don't want to commit to every week for the podcast, but maybe I can at the least do every 2 weeks for the podcast. I don't know. We'll see. Don't hold me to that. But yeah, that is basically all for this episode of the podcast. Hopefully you guys enjoyed listening, and hopefully you guys will tune in the future, and I will catch you guys. Oh yeah, also I want to say thanks for all the support. I do read my YouTube comments quite a lot, on Warframe Madness. I would read my comments on Vamp Plays YouTube channel, but there are no comments. Okay, but anyway, yeah. I will catch you guys in the future. Thanks again for listening. Later.